featuring tonight's main event, Dave Bautista versus Vince Lucero.
An absolute physical specimen, Scott, a former bodybuilder, and of course a veteran of more than 300 bouts in the World Wrestling Entertainment venue, including here in Providence 3 years ago. The brass body indeed. He clocked in at 265 yesterday on the dot, all muscle. You see him getting some last-minute instructions outside the cage.
There was a joke yesterday when he weighed in that everybody was looking for the body fat, so somebody owes Dave Bautista body fat because he had none yesterday.
Well, conditioning has never been a problem for Bautista, and it certainly wasn't leading up to this fight. He has worked incredibly hard. He's told various media outlets throughout this process that this has been the hardest thing he's ever done to prepare for this bout.
That's I have to be honest, anytime somebody ever tries to do what we do in our sport, coming from anything else, you hear the same thing. This sport, bar none, is the hardest to train for, the most physically demanding. And for many, many different reasons. Not only the physical contact and what you ask your body to do, but the continuous pounding, not just with your heels like a boxer, continuous bag work and sparring sessions, but now you're grappling and getting picked up and dropped. And it's when he says that this is the hardest thing he's ever done, I believe the man.
And he's gotten some great training along the way. He's 43 years of age. He opened up his own Gracie Jiu-Jitsu gym in Tampa, training with Josh Rafferty, who was a contestant on the debut season of The Ultimate Fighter. So he's got the right people in his ear. Whether he applies it inside the cage tonight against a veteran of 44 MMA fights remains to be seen. That's going to be the big question as Dave Bautista makes this highly anticipated mixed martial arts debut. And here we go. Here is the tail of the tape. Dave Bautista, 265.5, coming in out of Tampa, Florida. Vince Lucero, 22-22, 300 pounds on the dot from Casa Grande, Arizona. Let's send it down to Bill Carpenter for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Birchfield's Classic Entertainment and Sports in association with June Entertainment and 401 Entertainment presents your Real Pain main event. Tonight's main event is sanctioned by the Rhode Island Department of Business Regulation, Division of Commercial Licensing, Racing and Athletics. Paul McGreevy, Director, Maria D'Alessandro, Deputy Director, and Christina Tobias, Chief Licensing Examiner, Racing and Athletics. And now, it's time for another classic main event. Tonight's main event is presented by the Universal Pictures film, The Man with the Iron Fist. Our main event is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. Once the bell sounds, the third man in the cage in charge of all the action is your referee, Dan Mergliotta. And now, introducing the principals. First, to my left, fighting out of the blue corner, this heavyweight weighed in at 300 pounds, representing Jab Fitness. This MMA veteran claims 22 professional wins from Casa Grande, Arizona. Here is Vince El Maro Lucero. His opponent across the cage to my right, fighting out of the red corner. He tipped the scales at a fit and ready 265.5 pounds, representing Gracie Fighter Tampa. This former 6-time WWE World Champion trains in Tampa, Florida tonight, making his professional MMA debut. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Dave Brass Body Bautista. 3 5-minute rounds in our main event, heavyweights.
All right, Scott, here it is. It's finally here, the long-awaited mixed martial arts debut of Dave the Animal Bautista. No easy task taking on the veteran Vince Lucero. 44 fights under his belt. And what a specimen Dave Bautista is. Former bodybuilder, actor.
And now he looks to try his hat in MMA, and he's been training, and here we go.
There it is, round number 1.
These boys are squaring off. Bautista's got his hands up high. Short right hand.
Lucero comes in right away with the right hand. Another right.
Another right
He
hand.
lands 2 big rights.
He's landing 2 or 3 big rights.
Bautista with the knee.
A third, a fourth.
Lucero just letting it
Body
all
shot
hang out.
over the top. He's doing exactly what you would expect somebody who took a fight on short notice to do.
Exactly. Go
React
in there and
very
just leave it all
quickly.
out. Yep.
Whatever you have, you throw. Now, Bautista's doing a really good job. Overhook. Stop talking and fight was what was instructed by the official, Dan Magliata.
Interesting. Bautista certainly needs to shore up the defense a bit. He caught 2 big right hands early on, and here he is with his back pressed against the cage. Lucero trying to use his force.
If you can tell, though, Dan Magliata can't see it, but Vince is actually holding the cage underneath. Now he's letting go. Now he's got the right hand free, and they're throwing on the exchange.
Here we go.
Here we
Back
go.
toward the center of the canvas.
Straight left hand, another left
Big
hand.
right and left by Lucero. He's landing.
Right leg kick.
Another big left hand from Lucero. Bautista trying to
Baptista
work
needs
the
to
leg
throw
kick.
his hands. He's throwing great kicks. There's a right hand by Baptista. Rear teep by Baptista, and a right hand counter by Vince. Left hook, right cross. Another left hook, right cross. Baptista looks to clinch up. Vince is using a crossface to try to keep Baptista from pulling him in too tight.
You know, Bautista's certainly leaving himself open for these shots, Scott. He's walking right into these left and rights from Lucero.
And he's walking through them, so I guess there's a little bit of both.
You gotta wonder if Lucero can really hurt him if he catches him on the chin.
I think that anybody can be hurt at this weight with these short gloves, but let's also realize that what the man did with WWE, he's used to getting some shots. He's used to a little bit of live stuff. So, and of course, in training, I'm sure he's used to a hell of a lot of live stuff.
Bautista now working that knee to the midsection. He got one off big.
Nice elbow by Bautista that just missed. Now Vince reverses on the clinch and pins Bautista to the cage.
And Lucero just flipped it around nicely and pressed him
And
right
Vince
back.
is waving to the crowd as this is happening.
He's loving it. I mean, this is the show of a lifetime, and Lucero is soaking it up. And they got to break this one up wisely.
Bautista needs to get his hands up, and Dave now switches to a lefty stance.
Interestingly enough,
He shoots right in for the takedown, and he gets it.
big takedown by Dave Bautista. We were waiting to see if he had that in his arsenal.
Well, we expected it as well. Now he's stepping over, bringing his right knee to try to pin down Vince's arm, and this is where Vince could be in a lot of trouble.
And we'll see if all that training at Gracie Jiu-Jitsu has paid off in Tampa.
Well, Dave's looking to isolate both arms and then rain down punches, I guarantee you. Now
2
his
minutes
balance
to
is
go.
slightly off.
Dropping that hammer fist down on Lucero.
40 professional fights at heavyweight. He's been here before. And now Dave Bautista gas mount. He looks like he's going to get the back. This is a very big guy. He might not try the back mount.
It's tough
It
to
could be
wrap
too
your
much
arms
on the
around it.
girth.
Yeah.
Dave might think about staying in side control here. There's a lot of girth he's giving up.
Big right
Good
hands
right
from
hands,
Bautista.
good punches. Vince is working to defend. Baptista is trying to flatten him out. He does have good. He's doing a really good job. He has him on mount, but from the side. So maybe where the girth doesn't come into as much. You can see where the knees aren't on the ground.
Landing some left hands now.
Dan Magliata really right up in this to see what's going
He's
on.
got that left arm under.
He has it under his neck. It looks like he's going to try to go for a rear naked, but no, he lost that. Now he's throwing punches. A couple of those to the back
Lucero
of the
has
head.
to answer. These punches are coming in from both
Dave's
sides.
going to stop the fight if this keeps up.
This might not last much
Maybe 2
longer.
or 3 more punches. That'll
That's
be
it. And Dave, the Animal Bautista, wins his mixed martial arts debut. The official stops the bout with just under a minute to go. And Bautista throwing some taunts at Lucero.
Why was he upset?
I'm not quite
Did I
sure.
miss some- did I miss something?
We might find out afterward, but Dave Bautista does win in his mixed martial arts debut, and Lucero kind of shot back at him. He has some choice words for him in the end. I'm not sure what went on in the exchange on the canvas. Maybe not happy with some of the showmanship by Lucero when he had his back against the cage. I'm not quite sure.
I don't know if it was that, if he even saw it. I think we're missing something here, and I'm not quite sure what it is.
Wow, Lucero
They're both going back and forth at each
back
other
and forth now. Bautista, this is turning into a WWE event, sort of. But Bautista with his arms raised in victory. The crowd not too happy with it, Scott.
No, not at all. I'm not quite sure why Dave's upset over something. I didn't see it.
Well,
if there's a replay, I don't even know where to rewind it to.
We'll find out.
Maybe Joe Lozon, when he does his post-fight interview, we'll have a better understanding.
We will certainly find out from Joe Lozon afterward what went down to spark the exchange between Vince Lucero and Dave Bautista. In any event, it's a victory for Bautista. Let's send it down to Bill Carpenter for the particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, your official time, 4 minutes, 5 seconds of the first round. Referee Dan Merliata stops the bout due to excessive unanswered strikes. Your winner by TKO, Dave Brass Body Bautista.
Well, a much better exchange at the end. Let's send it down to Joe Lozon for the official post-fight interview.
So what do you think of your first MMA fight? How'd it go compared to how you expected?
I think my nerves got the best of me a little bit. He hits like a fucking horse. He rocked me, and I was just, I didn't have my legs under me coming out. I was just so nervous. But once it took me a little bit to get my composure because I was just rocked.
So when do you think you want to fight again? You know, something you want to do right away, or wait a little bit, or what are you thinking?
No, I want to fight again for sure. I think it was a matter of getting this first one out of the way. I mean, the guys will tell you I was just so nervous. I had so many butterflies coming out. But I think it got the best of me a little bit.
I think you handle butterflies pretty well.
I'm better than I showed tonight.
I think you handle butterflies pretty well. I think you showed a lot of skill, and congratulations.
Thank you. I want to, first of all, bear with me because I waited a long time for this interview. I want to thank my team because, regardless of whether this win or not, this win's really insufficient. It doesn't really matter because, Vince wasn't even the guy I signed up to fight anyway. But obviously he's a vet. He knew what he was doing. He wasn't nervous. But my team, my accomplishment was in my camp because I believe I gained the respect of my team. So I want to thank my team. Josh Rafferty, my head coach. Mateus Andre, my jiu-jitsu coach. Rob Radford, my boxing and conditioning coach. Eric Alberich, my wrestling coach. And Ricky Montiel, my sports psychologist. And my training partners. I had the best training partners in the world for this camp. Starting with Chili Dog Willis, Alex Stonauer, Big Harry Smith, Big Pretty Boy Kyle Rasmussen, and my main man, who's going to beat the hell out of Anderson Silva next week, the American Psycho, Stephen Bonner. I wish you were here. Oh, my dog, Justin McCauley. Thank you, baby. Thank you for all the inspiration.
All right, Dave Bautista victorious in his mixed martial arts debut, the long-awaited mixed martial arts debut. And here is the replay as you see Bautista just raining down punches, Scott.
Yeah, he has his underhooks in. He's doing the ground and pound, and he's not responding to it. So, of course, they're going to stop the fight. And to Dave's credit, he did get mount, and he did very well on the takedown. I don't know what this transaction is. I didn't see it.
No.
I'm not quite sure what this exchange means. I think maybe he was complaining about getting punched in the back of the head a few times. But, that's just what I saw with Vince pointing to the back of his head. So a successful debut for Dave Bautista in MMA.